and get started. So no, when I say these nuggets, if it hits like a sharp knife, it's not from me, it's from Genevieve, and I'm just passing the information on. And know that I give this out of love because it was hard for me to hear too. And which is why I put in the thread too, like, you know, if we want to keep doing this winning day, our commitment to be on these calls is big. Like for us, we can't miss unless it's like dire emergency and things like that. I understand if that's going on. And you know, I mean, I get that stuff, but I just want to, I got you. I just want to set that expectation too, because, you know, if we really want to grow and keep moving in our business, then we are setting our intentions higher than what maybe other people will do. And so the call that we did today was all about your intention. And so again, this is not from me, I'm passing information on. So no, this is out of love. And I'm just putting that first. Okay. So she said, your intention, let's talk about it. Intention is something most people won't learn about, right? She said but it can be the defining opportunity for you. And it's something that you can teach your teams. And you'll get 100% if you teach your teams intentional commitment. You can even get those micro commitments from a lot of them. She said, but you don't need everybody to do this with you. You just need those ones that are committed and you can see potential in and move in, and that you can see those things in. So don't expect every single person that you have join want to run with you, because there's a lot of different commitments, and we know that, right? She said, but if the few can be a huge estimate and can be huge in your business too. So don't underestimate the few. Intention to me is what you're expecting to actually do. It's deciding in advance what you will need to make happen, but most people won't do it. You could go day by day into somebody and say, like, let's say, I'm just going to say Sally, be like, hey, well, what's your intention with Plexus? What are you thinking about? You know, what's your goals? I know that you said you wanted silver or whatever this month. You know, what are your goals? What's your intentions on how to do that? She said, most will say, well, I hope this happens, or I will try my best. I hope it works out. She said, hope and trying is not a business plan. You cannot hope your way out of a deserted island. You have to move beyond hope and trying and move into intention. She said, for example, if your kids are in immediate danger, you're not going to hope things get better. Or let's say you're on an airplane and the flight attendant comes on, or the captain is like, hey, so I really hope we get to make it to Hawaii. We got some rough waters over the way, but just keep your seatbelts on. It's going to be fine. We'll hope we're going to make it, right? You're like, no, I want to know you're going to get me to Hawaii. I don't want to be on an airplane in hope or trying, right? And she said, with a car, if your kid is in immediate danger, let's say a car ran over them, and I know this is extreme. She said, if a car ran over your kids, what's the first thing you're going to do? You feel like you're going to lift that car, right? You're not thinking about all the steps. You're just immediately going to go into intention and movement of getting that car off your child. You're not hoping or trying. You're going to make it happen, and you're not going to wonder how you did it or whatnot. It's just immediate. You immediately did it. She said another thing is it's like a lifeguard. A lifeguard is out there, and you're not hoping or thinking this lifeguard's going to look and be like, well, do you think that person really needs me? I bet that person's okay. Like, you want a lifeguard to know and be able to have that intention to be able to help you or your kid if something is happening. She said, what we do, she's like, do you really understand what we do truly transforms people's lives, like truly transforms people's lives? She said, with the lifeguard, the results could be catastrophic if they're up there just hoping and thinking that they can help somebody, not actually knowing they can, because they've gone through the training, they've gone through the steps, they know what to do. They're not up there sitting. I would not want to feel safe knowing that if I'm at a pool, there is there's usually, kids up there anyway, but if I know that they haven't gone through training, or if I think that they're on their cell phone and they're not putting attention to actually watching the waters and being very intent on what's going on, I don't want to be at that pool. I'm going to go somewhere else, right? Most of us would have got off the flight if the captain would have come out there and said, hey, I hope we're going to make it to Hawaii. Hang on. We all would have left, right? And so when you are hoping in your business, you're carrying that on to your teammates too. And then their goals and stuff are going to be hope or trying. And so making sure that when your intentions are strong, your team's intentions are going to be strong. Another thing that she said is that, so same with the pool. She said, you have to show up, and that you're going to show up because you know somebody in the pool is going to need you, not just show up because you want to show up here and there. You need to show up every single day because somebody's going to need you in that pool to help get you, for you to help to get them out and get them into their goals or whatever that looks like. She said, so how are you showing up daily in your Plexus business or in life? Like in general, anything. She's like, how are you showing intention every single day? Do you ask? And I did a quick call, a quick little live on our, Faithinator page. And I said, do you ask? Because that's the one thing that I feel like a lot of us shy from when we think about this. But if you think about an ask in other scenarios, like all of us are married. Could you imagine if our husbands didn't ask us to be married, or didn't ask us to prom, or didn't ask us to XYZ, how we would feel? We can't expect and wait for somebody else to ask. We also have to be that person to ask, because sometimes that person could be waiting on us to do that. So make sure that you are doing your ask, and that you're truly not just trying to do your winning day, but you're intentionally getting your winning day done, not trying. If you don't have an ask in your business, you will always struggle. Do you like your ask? She's like, not the bad word. She's like, do you like your ask? And I thought that was really funny because she was going to make a shirt out of it. And I was like, oh, that's a good thing. She's like, do you like your ask? Because if you don't like your ask and you feel like it doesn't speak to your heart, then how do you think that's translating? It's translating because you really truly aren't trying on your ask on what you do. How do you want to be known also in your social media, or people around you, in your circles, in your team? Do you want to be somebody that they can count on? Do you want to be somebody that when they're like, oh yeah, Shara, she's the one, XYZ. What do you want people to think about you or say about you? And we all know where, we don't have to always think about that. I'm not getting there. I'm just saying from the outside, what are people thinking about you on that term? Like, okay, she's a godly woman. She shows up. She's always there at cheer. She's XYZ, right? They're already seeing that confidence and that leadership from the outside. So what are people seeing from you on the outside as well? So let's bring intention to your business. She said today, not tomorrow. Not I'm going to try tomorrow and do better. I'm going to just like, no, today, tonight, before you go to sleep, your intention should be strong. So what ask can you ask yourself daily or even today? Maybe it's talking to people today that are looking for you because of your ask. I can tell you several times when I'm reaching out to somebody and they're like, I really meant to reach out to you. I was thinking about that. And I'm glad you checked on me, or thank you for keep checking on me, because, I haven't given up on it. I'm just, I haven't been able to just yet, but keep asking, right? People want us to ask. So don't ever feel like you can't ask people, because that's what we're in an asking business. We are. So remember, if you want them to say yes, so this is like the fishing and hunting analogy that she did a long time ago. She's like, if you're going to every single person thinking they're going to say yes, then that's about you and not them. We all know everybody's story is so different. Everybody's seasons are so different. And so we have to fall into that to maybe, make sure that that's okay. But we cannot just try our way or wish our way into what our goals are and whatnot, but to make sure that every single person that we're asking, we are setting intention on that and saying, you know what? Okay, I know now's not your time, but I will check back in with you at the end of the month. Would that work good for you? Making sure those asks are about them and whatever situation they are instead of us. Because winning the things and doing all the things are great, but it's all about changing people's lives and carrying that down. Because if you have that as badge of honor, then your team's going to see that, and your team is going to resonate that, and it'll ripple effect that they're not all about the carrots in front of them. They're about helping truly change people's lives. Okay. The other thing that she said, what's the past tense of do? I want y'all to think about what's the past tense of do. I'm not great at grammar too, but I had to write this one down. But what's the past tense of do?
Done.
Done,
Done.
huh? Did, right? Okay, it's not try, right?
No.
Right. And so we talked about the beginning. I see Hannah and Giovanna are on. Still have to watch the beginning because we talked about trying and what the difference of trying and actually being intentional is. And I prefaced this that this is all out of love and not from me and from Genevieve. So know that. I'm just carrying the nuggets down. So she said, trying is not intentional. Trying is lying. You're lying to yourself. You're creating excuses. She said, you have to be clear about getting it done and getting what you need to get done. Not, I'm just going to try today. Well, I hope I can get to that. Setting clear expectations and clear boundaries of what you can do and not what you think you can do. Because we have to be uncomfortable with failing. No one cares where we are or what's going on sometimes. She said, just pretty much get it done. If you don't work until your very last minute, I always feel like the last day of the month, we're all like cramming to the last minute, right? She's like, but you need to do that every single day. You know, if you're not working in intention every single minute of the day to get your tasks done, you won't achieve anything without using all of your time that you are given. So what do you want people to say about your Plexus business and your leadership? We just talked about that. She said, I want you to think about, you are somebody's leg. I know that sounds crazy, but you are somebody else's leg on their team. And so that means it resonates down what you do, your team is doing. So know that you are somebody's leg and that's carrying down. And so when you are showing up, they are showing up. When they know your predictability, then their predictability is going to be high too. That whatever you do, it trickles down. And so always showing up in leadership because people need you to be there. Do you see? They see. So when you show up in tough situations, month after month after month, or not doing it, or even in tough situations, not keep showing up or making excuses and creating excuses, they will see that and they will keep creating excuses as well and be like, maybe next month. I'll just try better next month. I will hope for hitting my goals next month. It didn't show up this month. I'm going to keep hoping for next month. She said, don't just try your way. You have to be intentional in your way and have that plan in hand. You know, we can all have a plan. We all know what overwhelm looks like, right? We all know what all those things look like. You can set intentions on certain things every single night. Okay, well, I'm going to do these 3 things. And if it's 3 things or whatever, I'm going to make sure before my head hits the pillow tonight, I do these things. And I feel like sometimes with what we do in the flexibility that we have, we make a lot more excuses of showing up or not showing up. And I have to really pull that aside. Like if I was actually at my design firm in Wichita, Kansas, and I did not show up every single day, my boss would have fired me. If I expected a raise, he would be like, well, what did you do? Or XYZ, right? And so we really have to also think about that is, yes, there's an amazing flexibility in what we do, and that's why we do it. But also when we are too flexible, we're sharing that with our team too. And then they're not showing up their business. They're not helping and doing the things that they need for their teams and whatnot. So it carries down. She said, excuses rob people of confidence. And I was like, ooh, all right. Excuses rob people of confidence. Do not try your way to develop a goal. She pushed every single one of us. She's like, you know, a lot of you are going to be like, well, I want people to go to Gold School, but I don't have anybody in my level 1, but I have a level 2 or 3 that doesn't have a sponsor. And I really want to, you know, be there for them. Can I go? And she's like, no, you can develop a gold. She's like, that's for VIP customers. You're helping that person go gold. So I want you to find your people. You cannot try to develop a gold, that you're going to help develop a gold. She said, that person, you have to resonate in their mind, them always adding 3 new people every single month. We all know this. Everybody falls off sometimes, and you're going to have people fall off. And every single one of us should be trying to add at least 3 people in our business every single month. Because again, you're not in, like the beginning of the call that we talked about, you're going to have people fall off, and they're not going to be the people that are going to help with your business and run your business. And so you've got to keep finding those people that see the value and see everything that you do. Because if we keep trying to find product takers, which are great, don't get me wrong, we know that these products are life-changing. She said that then your business isn't going to keep growing. You're going to have great wholesalers, but are they going to share the opportunity with other people? Probably not. Are they posting or reviewing for you or sharing their referral link even for you? She said probably not, because they just want to be at pretty much like a superstore or like a Target or Walmart and just go buy their stuff and be done. She said you've got to really be intentional on trying to find those people that will share how wonderful customer service you've given them, that will share these products with other people, and will share to help transform lives with anybody that they can be in contact with. So getting people right off the bat. So I'm gonna share this video. This girl just had 3 brand new gold start. Like, she got them gold within a few months, and they all went to Gold School. And I shared in the Silver Thread everything that happened at Gold School and everybody's replies and how wonderful it was, and that it created a lot of FOMO in their team, and so many people are excited and ready. They all had this beautiful lunch. They had amazing training. And really, it's the gap that we've needed for so long, because most people fall off at gold, like they just do, because there's such a big jump to senior gold. And they're like, well, I don't see myself getting there. Gold School could truly transform your business as well as your team's business. So make it a priority to try to get there and get to the next one and bring somebody. Okay, so I'm going to share this video with you.
So at the end of February,
she's talking right here. You're not going to see her.
We had 3 friends all join like within a week of each other, and they each finished March. 2 of them went silver the very end of February, and then the end of March, one finished at like 357 points. One finished at almost 160 points, and one finished at like 86 or 87 points.
And I'm sorry, I just want to make sure that we're clear. Were they in the same leg or different legs?
They're all my level 1, so all 3 different legs.
Okay, so I need you all to stop for a second and shake your heads. Do you understand what she's telling you? She is telling you that she grew 3 legs together at the same time since the, and how much? So that was about a what? $450 point increase, 500 point increase. How many?
Yeah, we grew, I think, a little over 700 points in March. Yeah.
Okay. So what I want you to understand is she is using a different level of intention here, right? Does that make sense? And what one person can do, so can another. So can another. So Lauren, I know everybody wants to know, how did you do it? So tell us.
I don't think that there is anything magical other than doing the winning day, and one of them did come from a follow-up reach out from the winning day. The other 2 were definitely from like reposturing myself on social media, sharing differently in my stories, just coming from a very like bold and authentic place of sharing this opportunity and like the impact that it's had on my life. And yeah, 2 of them just completely resonated with that. And so when we talked, they were like all in, guns blazing, like from day 1.
And are you leading with the income opportunity, or are you leading with the products?
I share a lot about the business and a little bit about the products.
Good. And then once they join, Lauren, what are you telling them?
So I got on a call or met face to face with each of them within the first like 2 days of them joining. And we just kind of went over like, briefly what this was going to look like, and just like helping them walk through a first post. And then, yeah, it was just a lot of hand holding that first month, a lot of events and three-way messages. And yeah, they obviously had lots of influence already and had built great relationships. And when they were sharing, people were interested in hearing more. And yeah.
Okay. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Thank you.
You are so welcome.
Okay, right, y'all. So what stood out to you on that?
I think what stood out to me was how she leads with the business side of it. Like she talks very small and very little about the product, which I'm curious like how she does that. Like I mean, obviously she does it. She just does. But like most of my people have questions about the product. So I'm like, how do you veer into the one and not the other? But that's cool.
For me, it was her confidence and the way she said she shifted her words and became like authentic in how the way she was sharing and the words she was like using to talk about things. You know, as far as even the business part of it.
And she got on the phone or face to face like the first 2 days. So she right off the bat, here's what we're gonna do with their face, you know.
Who else really quick? Anybody else? I think that was huge for me too, because they're most excited in their first 24 hours. They are more willing. Any single person is more willing to do something within their first 24 hours, to do a post, to do an event, to do anything. And so, yes, she had a lot of duplication going. And really, it's simple duplication. It's like, okay, here's a post. It's giving them post ideas. It's creating 3 ways. Like, hey, let's ask some people if they want to do this challenge with us. Let's ask some people if they want to try this alongside of you. Things like that, those small asks. We're not overwhelming them with lots of information. She mainly was giving very small details with each single person. And I think that's huge. And I think that that's so simple in what we do. And I feel like yes, the products have changed. And I can tell you every single one of us, and almost 99% of us started with the products. But if we didn't bring the business up, none of us would have been here, right? And so I think that if I remember correctly, the first thing people look for in the New Year's resolution is income. They're trying to find a new job, or they're trying to find some kind of income because they're struggling with debt from the previous year. And so if we're not asking these people about the income possibilities, or believing that, like I believed in Julia for how long with the income possibility, if I didn't keep believing in that for her, she wouldn't be here, and anybody on here. And so you have to do the ask. I mean, with Hannah, I secretly did it. So it's kind of like, I knew she would love me in the end, but it's getting the ask. And I think that's the problem, is we're not doing the ask anymore because we're too afraid. We're too afraid of failing. We're too afraid of hurting their feelings. We're too afraid of whatever lie that we're creating in our head. And so for her, she just transitioned out of those lies and just went straight into it. And she also used the same wording that Genevieve has been giving us of like, I pride myself in helping every single person get their products paid for XYZ. And then you send them the graphic of what they can make this month. Is this something that you would like to help, like me to help you do, and move into that? Because if you keep getting product takers, then your business will be great for a little bit, but it'll tank because you have nobody else they will fall off. And I will tell you, they will. Most people are not committed like a lot of us are. And there is a small percent that are, but most people do fall off, and that's okay. Everybody has their own journey. But in a business mindset, you have to find business people. And so if you want a business to grow, you need other employees to help your business grow. There was another thing, and it was only a minute. Let me show you this one too.
Person can do, so can another. So the shift here is, can I just tell you, the other thing is, when you get a new person signed up, you got to get close to them as quickly as possible. Like you got to I don't care how you sign them up. Even if you signed them up with that crazy magic post, you gotta make the time to get back in touch with them and get personal with them and like, just make this post, just make this post. Just make this post, put them in a 3-way chat. I'll help you get them signed up. Okay. But that's an incredible amount of growth, right?
And she's just talking, we were talking about her and how much growth she had in a very short time. And it pretty much was her confidence and in her help, and to be able to help duplicate that person and helping them with 3-ways, helping them with posting and XYZ. And she said, also, it's not about tap rooting. Like, you can't keep tap rooting. If you keep tap rooting your people, then they're never going to transition that and duplicate that down. You can't, if you keep tap rooting, you will never have time for anybody else. And she said, that's not a width leadership business. You want width in your business. You don't want to keep tap rooting and hoping and praying a level 6 will decide to do this with you, because let all the others haven't done anything with them. And so carrying that from day 1 or day 2. And if you haven't done that, that doesn't mean you can't go do it. You still can go check on your people and start this conversation and move into this conversation. So don't give up on that. But it's really creating that, right off the bat, confidence, bold, posting, reviews, things of that nature, so that then that trickles down and they already intend to share that with their team and they start doing that. Okay. So getting people right off the bat. You cannot stop looking for other people. She said, not all tap rooting. It has to be width. It's the antidote of sliding ranks. And a lot of us know this, that have been in this for a long time. They always talk about the ruby slide or the stall or the emerald stall or the whatever. And usually you hit a rank and then you fall back. She said, the antidote to that is to keep duplicating and keep having and keep going wide and keep adding 3 people every single month, because you're not going to always find your people. You have to keep adding your people. And she said, confidence as well. People do not leave teams that are successful. They understand the strategy. So simple systems, which is what we're doing with this winning day. Simple systems, again, 3 ways, create an event, help them post. Like, it's really that simple. And then sharing testimonies with them, whatever they need, really that simple. So when we're sharing that and being bold and confident in that, it's going to be easier for them to translate that and to keep going. So your next step is to ask yourself, are you trying or are you doing? What is keeping you to switch that mentality of trying to doing? If you don't have a plan, then you are only trying. And she said, well, I'm just going to try today. She's like, could you imagine having surgery and the doctor came in? It's like, well, I'm going to try to have a successful surgery for you. Or I'm just going to go in there and I'm going to try and we're just going to see what happens. Hopefully you don't pass out or die. We're just going to try. She's like, no, you're going to want to know you're going to go to a surgeon that has had great results, had great reviews and whatnot. You're not going to go. Same with the captain. You're not going to go on a flight that says, well, we're going to try to get you to Hawaii. So sorry, there's water along the way. You might need your aircraft, hang tight, or whatever life jacket thing. No, you want somebody that's confident and bold and know what they're doing and not just try, they're going to do. So focus on the week on doing and not trying, and failing at part of doing. And I like that. And failing at part of doing. She's like, it's not part of trying. Most people that fail, they are failing on their way to doing. Why? And she said, well, I'm just going to try. She said, you are setting this up so that you feel like you won't fail. Every time you say that, you're trying to set yourself up so you don't fail. Anytime you say, I try or I hope, it's because you don't want to fail. I get it. We all don't want to fail, but we all have to fail to do. We all have to fail to get there. So your action, you are setting this up so you feel like you won't fail. You will always have to be playing offense. She said, like football. If you're on offense all the time, you're always in action. You're always moving forward. You're always not trying. You're in the game. And she said, so be in action. Make sure you are having an ask, and that you can roll your ask off your tongue repeatedly. So think about I pride myself. Like, that should be something that starts rolling off your tongue instantly the moment you start talking to people. If they're ready to sign, like for instance, Patricia, Amber, getting ready to sign. Guess what, Amber? I just want to let you know, we pride ourselves with our team to help every single person get their products paid for. So finances never get in the way of their health journey. Would you like me to help you do that? Boom. It should just come off. The more you keep saying it, the more natural it'll be. And so she said, with your ask, it should be so fluent like that, that it just keeps rolling off. And so the more that you keep doing this in action, the easier it gets. It just is, it's like nothing, right? Where am I? I'm hoping to tell you what I'm doing. I don't know if it's, oh, she was just, I took in her notes. So another thing on Zooms that I didn't know until today was you can get a full transcript. So sometimes Genevieve's talking so fast, I don't get all the words. I was able to right towards the end, you can actually, as I'm talking right now, if you click on the 3 dots at the bottom, there is a show transcript or full transcript, and you can copy the daggum words. And I didn't know that. So FYI, there you go. That's why I'm trying to read now, where I'm like, this is all jumbled, and it's because everybody else is talking. So FYI, if you're ever on a call on corporate or whatnot, you can do the exact same thing. Okay, so she said on this one, she said, what are you doing? It's totally like that. You come off your list. I'm happy to tell you what I'm doing. I don't know. Oh, so when you're having a new person, like, hey, I'm happy to tell you what I'm doing. I don't know if it's a fit for you or not, but for some reason, I just need to ask. By the way, is this something that you could possibly look into income wise, or would you like to, I would love to have that conversation with you because I see XYZ in you and whatnot. It is all about the do and the ask. She said, have the conversation about finances to get in the way of their health journey, and make sure you have them share with at least 3 friends of that. Cast vision and ask the questions about building a business and being a leader. Don't make it sound easy, and don't do all of the work for them, because then they're never going to do the work if you keep doing the work for them too. It will only hurt you in the long run. You'll have a lot of people on the boat and just there to ride on your boat and not actually row with you. And I thought that was very powerful. Okay, any takeaways so far? Oh, you don't see, maybe it's just computer. I don't know. It might be just computer. I can't do it because I'm talking, but because it's not showing on my side, but it might on y'all's if you have an iPad or
I don't think you can, well, I was gonna say, I don't think you can do it until you're done.
I was doing it live. Like I found it right
you
towards the end
were?
of the call, and I'm like, how did I not find this sooner?
I've seen it before, but maybe it is just on the computer.
It might be,
I
but
don't
that's
see it
definitely
on
something to
here
look into. And then I found another trick about Reels that when I'll tell y'all here in a minute that I found out today. That was really cool. I'll just tell you now. You know how people are putting the pictures on, and you're like, how are they getting those pictures on the Reels? Have y'all seen that, where they're actually showing before and after? No, like here's me, I'm doing my live or whatever, or my reel, but then there's like a picture, not in my stories, on a reel.
Oh, okay.
They have their pictures here. Like in stories, it's easy. Well, I found out today in a reel, what you can do is you can copy the picture that you want to put on your reel, like go into your phone, copy that picture, and then paste it into your reel, and then that picture will be there. And I'm like, so I don't have to go into another app, or I don't have to download another thing to try to get all those fun pictures that people are doing befores and afters and whatnot. Or if I want to be like, here's our profile 5, and I want to do a fun dance, I can actually have the picture there now by just copying and pasting our new packages. So
is it kind of like what you do with words? Like there's just a thing that you tap and you
Yeah.
can insert a picture?
Let me show you really fast. Okay. So like, let's say I'm going right here and I'm going to copy this picture of me in the laptop, right? So copy. I've already copied it. So now I'm going to go into my reels because I have some drafts that I've got. And I'm going to go in here. I got one of Maddie, you know. So I'm going to edit it. If I hit, sorry, I was trying to see if she would actually do something. Come on, paste. Let me go back and copy it.
Yeah, you're on the cusp.
Copy. Come on. Okay. See where it says paste?
Oh yeah.
Look. Now I have my
Oh.
picture there on the reel.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just that easy. I just thought I'd just share that. Okay. Anyway. Okay. There's Maddie. Okay. Let's see. She just, I mean, pretty much at the end, it was like, tighten up your conversations. Don't, less is more, making sure you're sharing the ask. And when you're asking them too, like, do you know anybody that these products could help with? Like if they're truly coming on for products, which is 90% of people, it's asking and making sure you do the ask. And like I said in the beginning, could you imagine if your husband didn't ask you to marry you? Or could you imagine if Tony didn't ask you, Giovanna, and you were just waiting around and you're like, come on, Tony, I'm just waiting. Come on now. And most of our people are probably doing the same. They're like, well, I'm just going to wait for Giovanna to ask me. She'll eventually get there. I know it. Or, you know, I know it'll be a God sign when Shara reaches out to me, and then that'll be my moment. That happened to me. I don't know if you guys were on I forgot who was on the call with Chris the other night. And the same thing happened of like with one of my girls. She's like, no, I need to know, did you send that to somebody else? Because I want you to be honest to me. Or is that just to me? I'm like, that was just to you. And she said, because I prayed and my mom said I would have an answer that next morning. And then you reached out to me. So no, you have to ask. Like you just have to ask in this business all the time.
So what does your question look like? What does your ask look like?
So if I'm doing business, because I've been a lot more bold in business, you know, so for like you or Hannah or anybody that came on, I'd be like, you know what, Juliet, I actually did this today because I'm doing my Winnie Day. So today with, let me find her. Save. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so one of the girls replied to my stories and she wants to do the challenge. And I went straight into, because she said, well, I'm excited. I know this is perfect timing. Getting to feel good before the summer, you know, oh, and this is before. And I said, well, I just want to let you know, I help and I pride myself on helping people, because she went with products first, but I still brought in the business. I help and pride myself to getting every single person with their products paid for, because I never, ever want finances to get in the way. Here's actually what you can make this month by using our referral link. Is that something that you would be interested in? She said, also, I've done direct sales in the past and I'm not against trying it again. Again, I asked, right? It's simple. It's really that simple. So I sent her the link. I haven't followed up yet. I sent her the graphic of how much she can make again. And so I've got to check back in with her. But I feel like sometimes we overcomplicate a simple ask of like, yeah, I think you would be wonderful with this, Patricia. And, you know, would you ever be open to looking at exactly what I do and what the income possibility could be for your family? Short, simple. And I think that's the ask that we need to keep doing, because every single person is in financial debt. Every single person is in financial debt. And could you imagine what this could be? Not transforming just their health, because we can do that easy, right? But we can transform their financial burdens that are crippling marriages, that are crippling, you know, households and dividing families. You know, we don't want that for people. And so we can help them with that. Okay. Any questions on all of those nuggets that I am just sharing with you? I know some of those felt like a knife. Like I said in the beginning, it's not the knife because trust me, I felt the knife too, but I'm passing it down. So tell me if there's any comments. Genevieve says, is there any comments, snide remarks, or anything you want to say? So most people are like, so would love to hear what you took away from today's intention call.
I took away the stop saying try and hope using those words. So and then I took away just the failing part of it. So you have to be uncomfortable with failing. You have to failing is part of doing, and we have to fail to do. So that I took that away. Oh, I also like the other part about make a goal to work your business, do something in your business before you go to bed, just small steps. And I know, I don't know, I'm still like in awe with Shara, because she's like amazing. And I know she has a full-time job, but she still rocks her business like a rock star. And I work full time and I'm just, by the time I get home, I'm just like mentally done. I'm just done. So, Shara, you're my idol. Just telling you.
Very true. And she's posting on the team pages and stuff. Like, that's just, I'm like, so yeah. It's incredible. But I love that too. Like, what action can you take before your before your head hits the pillow? What action can you take in your business? Because we're all in a business. We are. But mine was the knife of the trying and hoping. Like, man, I hope we can hit emerald. You know, when I kept saying, I hope we can hit emerald this month, I hope, right? So is that confidence resonating down to y'all when I say, I hope we can do it, guys? No, right? Like, that was like, all right, okay. So.
I definitely think I have been working really hard on not using the word try. I actually completely despise that word. I don't let my kids say it. So when I catch myself in my mind thinking, oh, I'm going to try to do that, and be like, no, I just need to do it. You know, so I've been working really hard at trying to do that, doing that. See, natural.
I get it.
But I agree with what Patricia was saying. Just the fact of not like, I don't know, like planning to fail, I guess, is a big one for me. It's like you have to get used to that. And I've had a couple people recently that have just been like, nope, I'm out, I'm done. And that is a huge like mental thing so much. And so I have found myself really working against that in a good way, like trying to really grow my mind and say, okay, thank you. Thank you for being one of those people that is just going to be done. And that's fine. If that's what you got to do, like, that's just it, And so I've been, dealing with some of that a little bit too, which is fine. It's just one of those things that is a grow forward type moment.
Yeah.
And then Patricia, what was the other thing you said? There was something you said, and I was like, yes, that's it. And now I can't think of it myself.
Was it the failing part, or failing on part of failing is part of doing, or something like that? And then we have to fail to do. Make
See,
a goal.
down. I don't write it
Make a goal
down.
to do something before bed.
Definitely doing the one thing a day. Like that's one thing I felt like, and I think, thank you, Patricia, by the way. That's one thing I really was hard for me last week, because last week I was trying to be very intentional about using that time that I had and when I wasn't home. And I felt like I did a pretty good job of staying on top of it. But I still, when I got back this week, my brain, like I was tired and I felt like I hadn't talked to my team / customers in weeks. And so then I felt like I was super behind, and I told Cassie this, I started to get really overwhelmed, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have all these people and I need to touch base with them and I need to check on them. And I need, so I think just trying to keep it simple in my mind is really where I need to keep my focus and remember that it's not a challenge. It is just keeping it simple.
Yeah. Very true. And I think, we're supposed to have rest time. Like I mean, even with the winning day, we're supposed to be taking 2 days off consecutively. And, we all know what rest can do for us and how we mentally come back so much more prepared than normal. And so when we're on a longer break than 2 weeks, it can be a lot harder to come back, because then our pile keeps getting bigger and bigger. And so I have found when I'm on trips and vacations and things like that, I still do a small action step every single day so that I don't come back to 300 notifications and 300 messages and whatnot. Doesn't mean that, I could totally let those go, but I know for my mind and my mindset, it is a lot harder to come back to that than instead of just doing 1 or 2 of those every single night, just so it's not overwhelming to me. So.
I find it easier too when you have several people that you need to kind of keep track of, or kind of like you, Julia, that has a whole bunch and you're kind of getting overwhelmed with, I have a planner and I take those people. I don't have to do 10 people in one day. I just take and put like 1 or 2. I'm going to do these 2 this day, but then I have it in writing. Oh, I already talked to that person. I can put them down in a couple more days. Maybe that might help not feel so overwhelmed with all that.
That's a good
And
one.
thank you, Patricia. I really, really needed that because I've had Satan's been in my head quite a bit here lately. So I really, really needed that. Thank you.
Yeah. I think he's in a lot of people's heads lately. So we just need a ninja kick him and realize like what's truth and what's not.
I always remind myself too, whenever I start getting really discouraged with myself, that there's a reason he's messing with me. So Shara, there's somebody out there that you're supposed to be helping with this, that he's trying to keep you from. So keep that in your mind too, because I always think of it that way, and I want to sucker punch him, but do it with my actions.
Exactly. You do it with your dues. That would be funny. I do it with my dues anyway. It's just so good. Giovanna, do you have any takeaways? I don't know if she can talk or not.
We need a shirt that says, oh man, I just had it. Do you like your ask? How about we do our dues? Something.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. There's a lot of shirts that I really want. I want all the things, that's the first one. And then like some other ones. So anyway.
So the other day I was having a bad day at my job. I'm just getting overwhelmed with stuff at work. And I told a girl at work, I said, I'm going home and I'm making me a shirt. And I made the shirt. So Hannah, I can match you.
Yay, Hannah popped
She's
off.
still on.
No.
Okay. Anyways, if she watches this,
I like
I can
it.
match her now.
Hey,
I was like, I'm going home and I'm making that. And I wore it the next day.
Do you make shirts? Good to know. I have a bunch of middle schoolers I have to go to camp with here in a couple months that I was thinking about making them some shirts. So to get your
Yeah,
price.
there's my husband's boss has me make his shirts too. And there's times that I'll make them for the cheerleaders to help cut costs for parents.
Yeah.
Good to know, because we have convention stuff coming up. But I like screen print ones, so nothing against
Yes.
you, but I might do some
No.
for convention. So anyway, that's in my head, and I already have an idea for convention shirts. So FYI, Julia, we have, and Giovanna, because Giovanna's going to be there. We're already speaking out loud, and that she's going to be at convention this year. It's happening, and she's bringing her new person. Just saying that. Okay. But we do convention shirts every single year. And so I really want to lay every single one out, because I think it's really cool to kind of see, and every shirt always has faith in it, because faith team, and I feel like just in general, it's just what we do. We have to have faith in anything that we do, no matter what, business and whatnot. You have to have faith to keep moving forward. And so every single shirt has faith in it somewhere. And so I'm really excited about convention shirts. So. Okay.
See, what was that last one you said? I'm writing down these t-shirt thingies. You said one of them was, do you like your ass? And then the other one was do the dues, something with what was it?
Do the dues. I think that was all I said. Like, do the dues. Like, you got to do, like, go do something, go do this, go do that. Like, you don't want to just keep sitting and be lazy, go do something. So do the dues. I don't know. Kind of funny.
Like that.
But I really like the ask one. That's pretty funny. I really like that one. But anyway,
Yeah,
go ahead.
One day I will learn how to do the screen print. That's what I want to do. I love the crafting stuff. So
then when you leave your job here soon, because that's why Satan's on high attack right now, because he knows that person is out there, then you're going to be able to craft and do those fun things.
that'd be so awesome.
See, it'll happen. So Giovanna said in the chat, keep being bold. And I think that's the biggest thing. And I think that's been the transition in a lot of us in that we've been a lot bolder with our reach outs with this winning day, which is why we have so many new people coming to our team, because we're a lot more bolder and we're doing the ask. So keep doing the ask and keep doing the winning days. Don't try before you go to bed or hope you can get it done. Get your winning days done. You can do it. Don't let it overwhelm you. Do the do's. And the other thing is, you don't want your brand new people. This is another thing she said. Your brand new people should not be doing winning day. Your brand new people should be putting you in 3-ways, you helping them make a post, and you get an event for them. Like that's the simplest things. I feel like when they're ready for winning day, it's like they're gold on, like they or like Julia knew, she's already been in network marketing. She was she already knew those kind of steps and things. So that's why she's here. And same like with Stephanie and Brianna that I have in the chat, they've done things in the past. So that's why they're like ready and on fire and they're ready to go. They needed a sheet to follow. So if you feel like your brand new person needs a sheet to follow, I have another one that's a little less. But I would not even do that until they have their 3 people. Like help them get their 3 people and then move forward. So like Giovanna, your brand new person, help her get her 3 people. And then you start telling her, okay, well, now let's think of some other people, or let's help them find their 3 people. And then that's how that duplication starts. So.
Do you think that sheet would help Ashley?
Oh yeah. Because Ashley, I think, has already got the mindset. She's already been with this
She
for a
does.
while. And I think that could be a huge thing for her. So I would do that one, or I have the one that we did with Carissa a while back, Carissa, Megan and them. And she could do that one, but I feel like if she understands, because most people that see the winning day sheet, they're like, I don't know what this stuff means. And so I feel like Ashley would. So I would just
She was
Still look
she
at
was
that sheet like that.
do what?
I still look at that sheet like that.
Oh, you're not the only one. That's why I had to print it. Like I literally have it. Where's it at? Look, like I have to even see it every single day to write it off because I forget. I'm like, wait, I did that right? So no worries.
And I know Ashley's not really part of our winning day, but she was gonna start hopping on starting tonight, but she had a family emergency. So she's already set her alarm to be on next Tuesday.
Ah, that's amazing. Okay. I'm going to send you a different sheet. Actually, I'll put it in the winning day chat. I just don't want anybody confuse that as in that's what we need to be doing, because that's not. We're a little bit higher on the posse scale and we can do the harder things. And so Giovanna, she's already talking that she's looking for her 10 people. That's incredible. And I think that's the action, is finding those people that are dedicated, motivated. And that's why she said leadership is wide. You're not going to keep trying to take product takers, because then when you do that, you're going to keep taprooting, you're going to keep hoping for that person. And then your boat's going to sink because that's all you're doing, instead of asking more people that want to row with you. And so that's huge. Let me go ahead. I'm going to stop this recording. So it's not, I really wanted to try to keep it at an hour. And I feel like hopefully nothing we say